Welcome to Ohio. All right, you ready for this?
I am.
Imagine if your life just came crashing down. You almost died and you had nowhere to turn. You had to battle depression. Well, it happened to one local man, and if it weren't for his little assistant, oh, and by the way, she's his daughter, he might not have made it out. But she made it, he made it, and this bakery in Austintown's making it, and they're making it big.
Gone, vision, both eyes.
Couldn't see.
Couldn't see. As black could be, like you closed your eyes and...
That was Bill Smith 3 years ago last January. Out of the blue, he could only see black. Then a week later, the same thing. But this time, he was driving on the 7-Eleven connector.
I slammed on the brakes, and I joke with people all the time, if you don't believe in God after this story, you're crazy. Because I'm driving 7-Eleven, found one straight little path on 7-Eleven was where I was. Rush hour traffic. Nobody in front of me, behind me, or beside me killed me as I slammed on my brakes and sat there for 5 minutes in rush hour traffic.
A trip to the hospital and then to the Cleveland Clinic. Still, nobody was sure what was going on.
So, best guess at that time is I had a series of TIAs, mini strokes.
One thing was for sure, Bill had to stay home. He couldn't work, he couldn't drive, and he couldn't figure out what or why this was happening to him.
It was extremely frustrating. You know, you go 30 years of your life and you work every day of your life and you generally don't have any health problems, and then somebody says, hey, guess what? You're done with everything. No driving, no walking, occasionally seeing. It's done.
But when things seemed the most bleak, suddenly he found a way. His psychiatrist told him to get a hobby, so he started to cook and then bake.
Started doing cookies of all things, and then walked around my neighborhood, literally passing out cookies to all the neighbors. Hey, what do you think of this? Try this, eat this.
The neighbors liked what they tasted, and soon Bill was making cookies out of the house. All the while with Abigail, his faithful assistant and daughter, by his side.
She's very cool because she's the expert egg breaker. I'm not allowed to touch an egg in the house.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, Dad, every time I'm in the kitchen doing anything, she's like, Dad, are you breaking eggs yet? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. So she literally would break an egg at 5 or 6 and not get a shell in the mix.
And that's how Abigail's baking company was born. Eventually, they needed more space, and in April, Bill opened this location in Austintown. And as you might expect, there are some favorites. Number one has to be the chocolate chip cookies.
Right now, this is a crazy number. Right now, we are doing between 50 and 60 dozen chocolate chip cookies in 3 days.
Surprisingly, number two is his baklava.
I've won awards for our baklava. I'm not Greek. I didn't know what baklava was 3 years ago.
And he's known for trying some different things, like pickleback cupcakes.
We do a pickleback.
I've heard you say that.
Yes, so we do a pickle cupcake with a Jameson whiskey buttercream.
And?
It's super popular. I'm gonna make it today. It'll be sold out by tomorrow.
No kidding.
Yeah, as soon as I post it on Facebook, people go crazy for it.
Bill and his family have gone from baking out of the house to becoming a household name.
I'm dumbfounded how the fact that we went from literally nothing to we'll have 2,500 people follow us on our Facebook page soon. And to me, that blows me away.
He can't see well, he can't walk well, his taste buds don't even work. So how does he do it? Good question. But we do know why he does it, and therein lies a very powerful answer, and a little girl that has more power than she will ever know.
There's not an option. If I don't do it, who the hell's gonna do it for me?
Yeah.
I have a little girl. I don't want her to look at me going, all Daddy does is sit around and do nothing. The joy that I get is nothing compared to the joy that I hope I leave for her. It's all about her. I couldn't sit around at home and just do nothing and then have her look at me and do that. I love when I look at her and there's a smile in her eyes and she's just fascinated with what Daddy's doing.
Well, Bill says he's not out of the woods. His daughter has to know how to call 911 in case Daddy falls or He's not allowed behind the wheel anymore, but they're still
Right.
doing it. And he said, I think eventually we're going to outgrow this place too, and we'll need a bigger baking company.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
So look for them on Mahoning Avenue in Youngstown, right where Westchester comes out, where Rachel's
Okay,
is.
yeah.
It almost dead ends right into the building. So check out their Facebook page and check out their hours, because they're smaller hours than the normal business.
Great stuff, Michael.
Thank you.
Really great.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.